All right.
That's funny.
Welcome, everybody. Kevin is behind the scenes for some odd reason, but anyways, we're all here.
Don't lie to him. He's stuffing his face.
Yeah, exactly. His fans, his groupies, or whatever, will have to wait a few minutes. But anyways, welcome to our Thursday Night Live. We got Brian from Dr. Denim. We got Alton from Addicted to Hustle, and then we got Thrifting Lounge Kevin, and it'll be here in a couple minutes. So
he said, "Bring me in."
He said, "Bring me in." He's ready now.
Him in. He's ready.
He's ready now.
Oh, and now we don't want to add him.
Nah.
There's Kevin. So I think we're going to start off this week. And Jessica, thank you for showing up. Thank you. We're going to go over some topics that we're going to talk about this week. Brian has a topic about researching solds and if something's worth to flip. And then we're going to do the best sell of the week and a couple other things. So, hey, Paula, thanks for showing up.
Hey, there's Clay in the house.
Yeah, Clay's here. Clay. Is he gonna be as funny as last week? That's what. That's what. Did you see my hat on Instagram, Clay? So that's that was a nice little pickup for $1, whatever the weight was.
Yeah, I like that hat, man. What was the brand on that?
It's the Pro Line
Athletic.
Yep,
Logo
the Pro
Athletic.
Line. Yep. So you can see the
nice Ben's pickup.
Yep. I think it's going to go in the personal collection. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. So that was from the Benz. And then I found an awesome San Jose Sharks spell out sweatshirt. That was pretty awesome Tuesday. So been finding all these things. Also got Tri-State Flippers, of course. And Jessica. So thank you guys all for coming. We appreciate it. This is our second week. If you guys missed last week, you guys go back to Brian's channel. Yeah, Brian's channel. So if you're not subbed to him, you could go back there and watch that one. And then I think next week's going to be on Kevin or Alton's channel.
It'll be on one of us. We'll figure that out along the way.
Yeah.
Yep. So subscribe to all of us. And
we should tell them, Alton, too, about we're going to be doing that podcast. We should have Alton throw everybody in.
Yeah, we are going to be taking the audio from these lives, and we're going to be uploading it to the major platforms, especially like Spotify. So like we're going to start there, and if y'all really enjoyed that and listen to it, we'll start expanding more and more. But we're really getting into just make sure we're finding the right stuff and the topics for y'all that will interest you. So if you have topics or questions, make sure you put them in the chat because we will likely cover them in the next few weeks or oncoming as we cover more and more.
Mm-hmm. And then, how's sales been for everybody? How's that? What's been going on in each of your lives? And why don't we start with you, Kevin? Since you were late.
Great. Sales been good.
Barbecue.
Yeah, he's too busy
Still
eating
waiting for
barbecue.
that barbecue. Babe, can you make some of that barbecue sauce?
No barbecue sauce.
I know, babe. I'm just kidding with you. But no, sales been great here. How about you guys? I mean, it's fourth quarter, so we really can't be complaining.
No, it's picking up for sure. I think here, I don't know, it's just my area is really weird when it comes to what's selling. Like I'm selling books that I don't know if y'all remember that video that I had, the dumpster dive video where I found all that truckload of books. Well, finally, most of those now are starting to come off the shelf the last couple weeks. Like a big chunk of those are finally just rolling out of the blue. And I'm like, there's something got to be going on. I don't know if it's the search algorithm or what, but yeah, it's pretty neat. I like it. I'm not complaining for sure.
Sort of algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
But hey,
yeah, sales for me. Well, you probably saw it in the group, Scott. Like I'm finally back in the green for the 31 days on eBay. About I don't know. It's probably been 6 to 8 weeks ago. I changed a lot of what I was doing. Like at the time, I had VAs and I wasn't putting up quality listings, and I got rid of all the VAs, and I've been doing everything myself. And so I've got less listings going up. Like it's 24 a day right now, where it was 50. But the interesting thing, after about 2 months, my 31-day sales are finally back in the green. So I'm up like 1 or 2%. And what's really interesting is that's on half of the listings I was putting up previously. In addition to listing 24 a day, I'm also going back and correcting old listings. Any of you guys that use Hammock, Sellhound, VAs, be careful, because if you're on eBay, the way they create titles and their item specifics, tons of mistakes. I'd probably say 80% of the listings that I've been correcting that were from Sellhound or Hammock, that are about a year old and haven't sold, it's like, it's no wonder it didn't sell, because the titles would be poorly constructed. They would make up different item specifics, so people couldn't find them in search. So just a warning: if you're using those services, man, and if you have old listings, go back through there and look at the item specifics, and you'll probably find that they're creating their own item specifics, which means your items will not show up in search, or they're just making mistakes. It's atrocious.
That's why
Now,
sometimes it's better to do it yourself.
You were using the last part of this. What you were using VAs to cross post for you on List Perfectly, right? Isn't that what you were doing?
Well, okay. So when I went full time about a year ago, I started with Sellhound, and then I moved to Hammock, and then about 4 to 5 months after that, I got my own VA or VAs. Now, when I had my own VAs and I trained them, their work was way better. Like, if you do want a virtual assistant, I recommend you hiring your own.
Right.
And then you spending time training them just like you would a real person. And we talk about this in the book club and Tech and Chris's group that I lead. We read a lot of business books like The One Thing, Atomic Habits. Right now we're doing E-Myth Revisited. And Gerber, the author of E-Myth Revisited, he talks about how too often we try to grow too fast, and we give responsibilities to others, just trusting that they're going to do a good job. But the truth is, if you haven't created a system where a person could come in and do the same job that you're doing, you're just asking for mistakes and trouble. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. And now my VAs, they did a good job because I put the time in. And I may eventually go back to a VA, but I wanted to go back and just do everything myself for a while. And then max out what I could do, and at that point, then figure out how to scale.
Right. I have one VA, but that's mainly for Amazon. He's out of the Philippines, but I was thinking about you having like you were doing like cross listing with List Perfectly, but I canceled my subscription with List Perfectly.
I love it. I still have it. I use the only ones I learned. I cut them all down to just Mercari and Facebook Marketplace. I absolutely love it. It's definitely worth I have the business one, so it's like 50 or 40 or 50 bucks a month. Mm-hmm. But I absolutely love it.
The only reason I canceled it is because I wanted to focus on eBay and Amazon. So that's the only reason I cancel. I can't do I have a Facebook order right now, and I have to fill that, and I'm just like sort of dreading it because it's a comforter. It's like I could just throw it in a box, but or a big poly bag. But yeah, that's
I tell you, it's hard to have people work because I'm a very, all you guys know, I'm a super I pay attention to detail, and then I'm a perfectionist. So the only person I trust with being a partner and instead of a VA is my girlfriend. So, I mean, but she does a lot anyways, and she's almost as good as me. I mean, let's just put it that way. That's how good she is. She's really good. I can't pack good as her. I can't do any shipping stuff as good as her because she's so good at that. But when it comes to finding things and listing them, I'm pretty good.
At some point, you do have to delegate, though.
Where'd Brian go?
He left, so I think maybe his internet. I know he was talking about getting more internet or something, but
yeah,
I think he'll be back. So,
or
he hates us and left. I don't know which one.
I hope not. I just find it List Perfectly. Like after looking into it, it just really like Scott. It wasn't a good fit for me. But my listing is completely different than y'all's. So I think it's a style. Like you have to understand what you do as a seller. Like for me, I like my eBay stuff separate from my Amazon. Because certain things are Amazon material, other things are eBay material. if it's a new item, guess what? I'm probably gonna list it on Amazon, so I want it separate from my eBay inventory. I keep it completely separate. Yes, it takes up a lot more room, but for me, it's less errors made on my behalf of, oh crap, I forgot to take this listing down, or anything like that if it sells on one platform or the other. So I keep mine separate and organized by platform, and that's how I store it. So
yeah, I just take everything from that list and do it to list perfectly in Mercari and Facebook Marketplace. So, and I've gotten down to what niches really sell good on there so far. I mean, golf polos, golf clubs, and men's suits and blazers sell really well in Facebook Marketplace. And of course, video games sells good everywhere. So, but
speaking of video games, I've been playing Godzilla all day. So.
Yeah, the one that you picked up.
I picked up. Yeah, I want to beat it or try to get far in it before I sell it. So I put it up on eBay for 200. So 200 change. So
is that how much it's dropping out for?
Oh yeah. And then if I wasn't restricted on Amazon, it'd be 280, 290.
Dude, I put that up on Mercari and Facebook Marketplace, man.
Yeah, I just listed it today, so I
get all three of them.
It won't last long.
It won't last long. And then
even that price tag that would still probably be in the top 5% for the video game, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, it's there's only like 5 or 6 listed on eBay if you look for it, and there's only and it's a great sell through, 100% sell through. So
that's a good problem to have.
Yeah, it is. So, and it was just sitting in the bin. So I was like, yeah, with like a couple of Wii games, Star Wars Clone Wars and Zumba and stuff like that. It was just sitting there right on top. So
yeah, I got to get all those video game systems that I got from that storage unit that I got tested. I found a place that does free testing, so I might go to them sometime this week. But I've been so freaking busy with listing and stuff. But inside there's a GameCube Silver, a Nintendo Wii Black, a PS3, a regular Nintendo, a Super Nintendo. I may be missing something else. Oh, and a couple Sega Dreamcast games, which are worth quite a bit of money because they're anime games. So, and I got a bunch of Nintendo games, Super Nintendo games, stuff like that. So yeah, I should do pretty well.
Now, did you say you're taking this stuff to a tester?
Yeah, there's like a video game place, and they do free testing.
Okay. So,
yeah, why?
Okay. I want to make sure because some of them places like they say, oh, it's not playable. You better be careful.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, because I've dealt with some of those before. They're like, oh, it's not playable, and I'm gonna take it home anyway and just keep it as
of course we're gonna.
Shelf
I'll sell. I'll sell it. I'll sell it as parts. I don't care. I mean, I got that whole literally humongous suitcase full of things with the games in there too. I got that whole thing for like $40. So that'll be no problem making my money back and plus more.
Hey, keep it long.
But my sales on eBay have been 50-50 now, 50% clothes and 50% media. So it's like
that's awesome.
I think my store's all confused. I don't know.
Welcome to the dark side.
Yeah, exactly.
I always say my store's like a flea market because I have everything. So
I try to keep mine as diverse as possible. Because I don't like shipping the same thing over and over. I don't know if there's people that just get that mundane. I don't like listing clothes because it's probably easy to ship, but it is a pain to list. So I don't know.
Well, you know what I figured? I started using those templates on eBay. Oh my gosh, it's so much quicker. Like
I might would consider it.
I can do a list anywhere on average 6.5 to I would say 6 to 6.5 minutes.
That's not bad.
The thing is, like, when you list the same things, like I just do clothes and shoes like 99%. And when you're listing the same thing over and over again, I know some people say that's boring, but the truth is you become very efficient at it and your time really speeds up. And if you look at it, the way I look at it is like, how much money can I make per hour? And if like when you first start, and you're selling everything, it just takes a long time to research and to pack and to store all that stuff. But if you get to the point where you're listing, let's just say you're listing 5 minutes per item. I mean, that's 12 an hour. And if each item brings you just $10 profit. Let's just say clothing, right?
Right.
That's $120 an hour. Like once you start listing, making good listings. And I don't know. I don't think you can beat that. And I get it because I used to be the treasure hunter mindset, and that is fun. It's so much funner than just listing a bunch of clothing or shoes. But for me, I'd rather get done. And what I'm finding is I'm finishing earlier. I'm making more money than I've ever made, and I'd rather have the mental energy and save the fun for off time. But that's just the way I'm looking at it.
Oh yeah, that's a great way. I get that.
So
Totally
yeah, that's sort of what I get in a zone, like you were saying, Kevin. I got a template and just start cranking out a whole bunch of sweatshirts or hoodies or jeans or whatever. So it's not as bad as I remember it. So So Brian, do you want to go into the subject of solds and stuff like that, since we're sort of talking about some of that stuff?
Yeah, and before I do that, let me just make a comment to Clay's little sarcastic comment.
Please do.
Yeah, they might torture them to list one thing only, Clay. But in your case, my friend, and Clay's a really, really good friend of mine, list anything. List anything.
Yeah. I agree, Brian. Hey, what's up, Swanmaker? Wow. Hey, what's up, Andy? Wow, Andy, how you doing, man?
Andy's
the first time I've seen you come in on dude. This dude is we got to do when we do a once a month interview with somebody else and bring them on. We got to have Andy, man. He's so good at the freaking auctions. I don't know how I've tried it. Huh?
I don't think I'm subscribed to him. So what's his channel?
I don't think he started making videos yet, but he's been around for a long time. But man, he is the auction king when it comes to clothes and stuff like that. He's really good. That's why I want to kind of get him on here. Maybe when we do it once a month, have him be one of the first guests on here, because man, he's really good at auctions.
And here's my wife, but for some reason she hasn't changed her last name yet. I don't know why.
I think he had to call that out up here.
Scott, what did you now? What are we going over bolos? Or are we going over like how to find items in your area? I missed that part.
Finding items in your area. Let's start with that, and then we can end tonight with the bolos.
All right. Well, I guess let me prep it a little bit. Like one of the guys in our Facebook chat group we have, he was asking about clothing, and he wanted to know how could he find the items that will sell. And a lot of people have that question, and there's lots of different ways you can do it, but each geographic area is different, right? Like if you live in Florida, if you live by a port, you're going to get a lot of Tommy Bahama. You're going to get a lot of polo shirts, things of that nature. If you're up in Montana, you're probably going to get LL Bean and like outdoor brands. So it's important, I think, to learn what you have in your area. And there's a little trick, and I showed the people in Chris and Tech's group this. So I guess I'll go ahead and do a demo. Let me see.
Bring him up full screen, Scott.
Yeah.
I think once he shares his screen, he can.
It'll
give an option.
Hold on 1 second. Share. Oops. I haven't done this in such a long time, guys. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, I know. I was like, how do I share mine? It took me a minute.
You got it?
Mine. Hold on.
How those enchiladas play?
And you shared the screen, right? Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Hey,
there we are.
All right. So, okay. So like, you can go to eBay, and depends on what kind of niche, but let's just say, like for me, I like to sell men's clothing.
Wait a second. Hey,
I think this is mine. Hold on.
Yeah, you got to bring up his. Oh,
yep.
I
know, right?
This could be bad.
This is going to be bad. Terrible.
Can we restart?
Yep.
Hey, it's organic and real.
Brian, you shared it.
That's the best way to do it.
Did you share it?
Yeah.
Okay, so ask to share your screen.
Oh, there it goes. I forgot to click the share button. There we go.
Exactly. It's not all my fault.
We good now?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
There we go.
There we go.
Yay!
All right. So eBay, whatever niche you're looking for, like so I tapped in men's clothing in the search bar, and using left-hand navigation, I'm gonna be looking at men's clothing. And what I want to do is I want to narrow this down. Now, if you just did jeans or pants or shirts, you could narrow it down further. But I want to look at all men's clothing, including shoes, even though I don't think that's on the search. And I'm looking at pre-owned. So I'm going to click the pre-owned specific.
Jinko jeans t-shirt.
Wow,
Now this is important. Your price point. This is going to depend on your model too, right? Like I have a vision of a volume model eventually. So I pick up a lot of things that other people leave behind. So I'm looking for things for me that are going to sell for 15 or over. But obviously you could adjust this to whatever price point you want. And then the last thing is just click. Oh, no. Oh, I forgot one thing. And you're going to look at sold items, but here's the kicker. Because you're looking in your region, right? Your area. So you want to go to your zip code. It was here a second ago. Oh, here you go. Okay. So I'm going to do within 50 miles of my zip code. And what this is going to pull up, these are the items that have sold within 50 miles of me that are used, men's clothing that have sold for $15 or more. Now, there's a lot of things you could do at this point. The default has ended recently. So you can look through here and just get a shotgun feel of what's selling. You could do by highest price sold to see the really high items. But if you're brand new, this is what I would do. I'd come over here to the brands because I'm looking for, 20 to 30 bread and butter brands that I can find a lot of. Oh, wait, why are there only a few items sold? What did I do wrong? Hold on, I did something wrong. All right, men's clothing. Because there should have been way more than that. Pre-owned.
Oh, because they're close to 25 miles from your house. That's why.
All right.
The location is 50 miles from your house. That's probably why.
But it should still be more than that in the past 90 days. Like I'm in the Dallas area, so there should be way more than 188 items sold.
Hey, you sold that much in the last 90 days, probably.
Yeah. All right.
So
hold on. I did something wrong. Let me redo this. All right. Sorry. So men's. I'm going to go clothing, shoes, and accessories. Because you can see the number right here, right? Like there's 4.3 million available. Now I'm going to go to men. Of course, you could do this for women or whatever niche. So there's basically 4 million men's clothing items available. Now I want to bring it down to pre-owned. That brings it to 2.8 million. Now I want to bring it to my zip code. I guess maybe because I didn't do the zip code
first
in the right order. I'm going to do 50 miles of where I'm at. All right, now there's 131,000 available, so that's about right. And then the last thing, not the last thing, I want to look at items selling for 15 plus. Brings you down to 110,000. And now I'm ready to look at
shoes or video games or anything, right?
Now this is just men's clothing and accessories, but you could do the same thing for video games or in any of these categories. Yep, and look, right. So 51,000 have sold out of about a 50% sell-through rate, by the way. And now, and like I was saying earlier, you can, like a pair of Crocs, you can, this would be a good thing to habit stack. And I do this often. Like I'll spend 15 to 20 minutes looking over the solds just to build up that mental catalog. But if you're new or you don't know what brands are in your area, then you want to come over here to your brands, click see all. Click see all. Here we go. And it'll pull up all the brands alphabetically, and it'll tell you in parentheses how many have sold in that area. So Like
Sounds about right. Yeah. With
511 tactical. There's 163, and I do pick those up, by the way. Whether it's the tactical pants or the shirts, like law enforcement.
I could definitely be in that a lot of that in Texas.
Yeah. And there's Keen, of course. Keen, you're gonna have a lot of hiking boots, and like I'm just looking for things in triple figures, triple digits that kind of pop out. Of course, some of these. Yeah, look at all the American Eagle.
Oh, you got an offer. Eli Cattleman Plaid Pearl Snap.
And Eli Cattleman is a Bolo brand for me, and I'm always looking for it. American Eagle.
Any of those cowboy Western brands are definitely up your alley in your area.
Yep. Let's see, LL Bean, another outdoor brand. And look at this. Now, a lot of people would say Ralph Lauren is oversaturated. I pick it up if I. If I can get it for $3 or less, I'm picking it up. Ralph Lauren.
I even do. I'll buy anything Ralph Lauren, dude. They're my favorite company to buy and sell.
Look at this one. A lot of people pass this up, Lee. Now, I don't pick up everything Lee, but if it's Lee jeans men's, like I sold a pair of Carpenter for like 20 plus shipping yesterday. I pick them up, jeans.
Yeah, even vintage LL Bean, you can get 20 plus. I just picked up 5 of them at that half off thrift store I went to on Monday.
Right. Yeah, Lululemon, of course. I think everybody would know that.
In my area, it's Patagonia, 511, and REI. You can find all that stuff all day long.
And I mean, and that's all you would do. Like I would just go through here and assemble a brands to look for.
Billionaire Boys Club. That's definitely a Bolo brand. Billionaire Balls Club.
Yeah.
Boys Club.
And that's the other thing. There's not a lot of these I've sold because there's not as much available. But yeah, so this is the way I'm doing it. Like this is how you could figure out your bread and butter. But let me exit out there. So you could do that, but you could also obviously sort by price highest to lowest. And these, yeah, obviously shoes are going to come up, right? Some Air Jordans, but you could see like what are the top brands.
I like that Gucci plaid. Oh man, look at the North Face to the left. Yeah, anything North Face, Antarctica Expedition goes for a crap ton of money. And RRL, go back up real quick. See RRL? RRL is the top of the line Ralph Lauren brand. Top of the line. Doesn't get better than that.
Yeah, and so you could just go down this rabbit hole a little bit. And like what Kevin's talking about, you'd want to, if you're not familiar with it, you'd want to look at the tag, like how that tag is different from a regular Polo Ralph Lauren.
And that's all for $2,500.
Familiar. Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
So, yeah, and I think like if you just spend a little bit of time doing this every day, it would really pay off in the long run. So that's a good way to learn your area and learn because the thing is those are brands and at the beginning where I was focusing on the multi-quantity that sold, that means a lot of those are available, that they're frequent. If your model is bread and butter, like if you're picking up American Eagle, like I pick up American Eagle shorts, jeans, and I'll sell those $15 to $30.
Yeah, even Abercrombie and Fitch. Whenever you can come across vintage Abercrombie and Fitch from those preppy heydays of the early 2000s, it's gold. Andy made a good point. I want to let you know because, like I said, he was really good. He said the way I research for 99-cent auctions, I sort the sold listing.
Oh yeah, I highlight
auction
that.
only with the most of bids because you can expect to get most bids. And that's a smart way of doing it. I mean, again, he's not his first rodeo. So he said if an item is getting 10 or more bids consistently, you can sell it in a 99-cent auction if you know how to make a relevant title that gets a lot of views, clicks, and watchers. And just to let you guys know, Andy will help you. If you ever need any help, he will go endless deep into everything and help you. And he does a lot of research.
Just so the Eli Cattleman, I got 2 other offers since we came on.
Damn. And you
Show off.
Right.
It's a lot of listings. All right, it's a lot of listings. So, and here's the thing, and I know this. Not everybody wants to list all the time, but if you treat eBay like a job, and I know Scott's building up his listing, and Kevin's been listing a lot, and I know Alton does a lot of collectibles. But if you treat it and you list X amount per day consistently, the algorithm will like that, and then your traffic will become predictable. And if you've got good listings and you can actually look at your metrics and calculate, like I know for me, each day I should have about 11 to 1,200 page views. I know my click-through rate, I know my impressions, and I know basically how many items I should sell. I mean, it varies a little bit from day to day, but on average. And that's the beautiful thing about eBay compared to the other platforms. And I think we talked about this last week, that eBay gives you all this data. So if you want to be a full-time professional seller, like you've got to put the time in. Like if you think about, like when I was a teacher, I couldn't just show up without any training, without any staff development, and just wing it. Like that ain't gonna work. And we need to treat reselling, if our goal is to be professional, we need to treat it the same way and to use these tools. I'm sorry, I'm gonna get off the soapbox.
Oh, totally agree with you there, though. I mean, like you said, everyone has the thing that makes them better. So metrics will help all of us in our own way. So I do like that.
Yeah. A little star picker in the house, of course. It does all the vintage shirts and all that stuff. Oh, if you need help, definitely hook up with him on Instagram. And he does auctions and all that stuff on YouTube. So if you're not subscribed to Lone Star Picker, go ahead and check him out. And anybody else that has I give everybody pretty much wrenches. So if anybody wants to drop their link of their YouTube channel, you could definitely do that too. So
Sweet.
By the way, I just sold a LL Bean, Kevin.
Yeah. Like I said, yeah, I mean, anything vintage, I want to say I've sold vintage Jansen 1990s, like a cool sweater for like $45. I mean, if it's a cool style, people don't really care much about the brand. They care about the style. And then if it's a brand, it's going to be even worth more. So it's like, I've been doing clothing for so long. It becomes an obsession, and it's so much fun to learn different things. And I laugh, and I love when people say, I hate clothing, I'm never going to sell it. It's great because only more profits for us. It's so easy to store. It's so easy to shore. So easy to store, and it's super easy to ship. You know, it's just, I'm baffled that people they definitely go out of the way to stay away from clothing, because it's like, hey, we're all trying to make money. And the more you learn from all the niches, the more money you're going to make. And again,
now you're going to make me want to do clothes now.
Huh? Right.
Like I'm being preached to here.
We have a convert.
Yeah,
and I used to hate clothes too. I used to hate them. I wanted hard goods. I wanted collectibles. And it's fun because you can find some really cool pieces that sell for a lot of money, but it's hard to scale that business.
Yeah. Whereas clothing, you can go right to any thrift store. All thrift stores have clothing. And some thrift stores have clothing where they're just basically trying to give it away. And some of those thrift stores that are trying to give it away have great inventory. And then you just keep going back every week or every couple months when they bring more inventory in. It's just
garage sales too.
Garage sales.
Oh yeah,
garage
sales are great for electronics and vacuum parts and stuff.
The bins here in Sacramento, they probably bring out, like, first thing in the morning, there's 1,000 pounds of clothing just sitting in all the bins. You just pick it up, and then 30 minutes later they're rotating everything out. So
and then you have these kids that just want to be Instagram famous, so they just get the
vintage boys.
And those are there. Those are there too. They have them. They come in. They pick up like 3-4 things and leave. So.
Yeah, but they spend all day, and it's like, dude, maybe if you knew a little bit more about things, then you'd be able to be a well-rounded reseller. Because again, what happens if like your niche tanks? You're screwed. It's just like if eBay tanks. Put your eggs in other baskets too. I don't know, but that's just my thoughts, my 2 cents.
Yeah, like so last Friday, like I've been getting out on Friday mornings to garage sales because you can't beat the price of goods at garage sales. I think garage sales and the bins are probably your two best places to get things really cheap. And I found a pair of buckle jeans, salvage, the salvage tag for $1, and I listed them, and like comps are like $60 on those, and I got it for $1. It's crazy.
Well, that's what I mean. It's just people overlook things. Like I was at the bins once, and I was like the last couple hours to before they closed, man. And for all day there was these pair of rollerblades, I guess, in the bin. I grabbed them because it's from a really famous rollerblader. I think it's like Aaron Feinberg or something like that, from the early to mid 90s. And Solomon only made those rollerblades like for a few years. Actually, I think it was like 1 year they made them. And so they're really highly collectible. Dude, it was missing fabric on the inside of it. It was missing the hard shell, little pieces, and it still sold for $350. It was insane. And I picked those up for $1.50.
Wow, that's crazy.
I'm just baffled by how when you go to the bins and stuff, or yard sales, garage sales, how people just overlook stuff like that, like because they just don't have a clue, and it takes you only like a couple seconds to research it.
I think I might try to step into it some eventually. You ain't gonna quote me just yet, but the more I hear y'all talking about the simplicity of it, I might step into a little bit.
The thing is that I use everybody as a resource. So if I don't know something, I'll ask one of my old school people that I've known for. I like to call it being a master of reselling. Like, you know how you have masters of art, right? And I think is a pretty good point. You have masters of art, where people that worked underneath the masters, and then they become really famous artists and stuff like that. I just look at the same thing with resellers. It's just how I started with everybody was, when reselling was just a little thing, man. Right after Gary Vee hit it big, and mid to late 2000s, and we all just started making videos, and then we all started learning everything from each other, and that's what helped me become a well-rounded reseller, and to pick up things, not just clothing or stick with my niche. But again, that's just me. Some people want to streamline it to just one niche, and there's nothing wrong with that. You're never going to run out of jeans. You're never going to run out of shoes. Everyone's going to buy jeans and shoes. But you become a master in that niche again. Like it's like painting on a palette. It's simple.
Flipping Goodies is in the house. Mike's in the house. Thanks for coming in. If everybody could hit the like button, that'd help me out. I haven't done a YouTube in a long time, so
I like to hear Mike. I heard Mike got a brick and mortar for his.
Yeah, I saw some of those videos.
I'd like to hear from him. I haven't talked to him in a long time. I've been talking to Pete. I talked to him 2 weeks ago.
Oh yeah,
because he's the one that really motivated me to get that estate sale license, so I can do estate sales. So I've been talking to Pete a lot. So
I've been, because I'm new to reselling clothes, I've been looking at hashtag label porn, and it's all the tags that like people go in with hauls, and I've been learning about tags and stuff like that. So
what you need to do is whenever you get an item you don't know of, just send a picture and upload. Me, any one of us will know.
Oh yeah. That's the great thing about having a community to come in and bounce
I have
ideas off.
I have ebooks I can send you. I can send you the original Bible, I call it. Steve Rakin's Rake and Profit. He made back in I think it was coming up on almost 10 years ago, 101 clothing brands to resell. That book still holds up today. That's where I basically learned a lot about different brands from clothing and fashion styles. And he's the one that really got me into selling sport coats and blazers. So, yeah, Steven Rakin, 101 Clothing Brands to Resell is the freaking Bible. It's the original. It's like the first ever reselling book on clothing, specifically for eBay. And if you ever want to use it or you ever need it, I can send you a copy.
Perfect.
I know, talking about the resources, one of the things we are working on is a segment inside that future Discord that we are currently building for everyone. Is going to be a little section in there where you can take a photo in the thread link, and it's pretty much going to be identify this. and it'll help people community together to say, hey, what's your thoughts? Is this worth it? Kind of deal, or help me identify exactly what this item is. And I think that'd be a good tool for anyone joining from the community. So.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, back in the day, all we had was Facebook groups to learn from, and then we had a few people that did YouTube, including me. But dude, Facebook groups, I love it. I like to lean off of Facebook, period. Discord's a good place to go on to too, and can you upload photos to Discord if people wanted to?
You can upload a photo to that as well. And of course there's be modifications where you can't, anything indecent. So it will be stuck to exactly the clean nature of our reselling community. So.
And I just dropped a couple of resources. The last one is the Men's Manifesto. It's a really good. Thrift of Life is the YouTube channel, and he took a lot of time to create a men's clothing guide for eBay, and he focuses on items with high sell-through rate, and basically you can download that PDF, and it's like buy me a coffee. He asks if you get any value out of it, send him a few bucks if you find it useful. And that's a really good resource for men's clothing.
Heck yeah.
Brian beat you to it.
Sorry,
Andy mentioned, pull that one back up about the buckle jeans, 3 beforehand. Yeah. Men's thick stitch is a really good keywords to use for those jeans. If you have thick stitch on the buckle jeans, I'd say on any jeans, if you see they have thick stitch, put that in the keywords, because a lot of people look for that stuff.
That's another thing I get good at is like keywords for clothes and stuff like that. I could do it with books or video games and all that stuff. But
I watched a video. I hate because I can't shout out the person right now, although I don't know how many people are watching this, but
it's 14.
Wow, that's a lot actually.
Yeah, it was up to 17 there. So
that's quite, yeah. But they mentioned how you show up on Google now. Like, so you want to kind of keep it basic. So like Ralph Lauren, long sleeve cotton dress shirt, men's size large. And then you because that's what they're starting to do. And then someone also said it was a myth where eBay really wants you the background white. And they said it's not true. It's actually Google. To show up on Google, you have a better chance if you actually throw your white background in it. I don't know if it was Rockstar Flipper or it could have been Catherine Terrell. One of those two, I believe, was the one that dropped that video. I was like, whoa, okay. Well, that makes sense. But it could be neither of them. And I feel really bad because I can't shout that person out right now. But it made it – I saved that video for future. Actually, I may be able to pull it up. But, man, yeah, I was like, whoa, wait a second. Okay. Because I totally sometimes we forget that a lot of people find us not just on eBay. They find us on different websites. And people are finding us more and more on Google, especially if you promote your listings. You show up on Google more.
At the eBay Open, and we've talked a lot about this in the group, like they told us the best way to show up in the eBay search, which is you want the brand, you want the brand, the style, the gender, the size, and then all your keywords. So, for example, it would be like buckle BKE jeans, men's 36 by 32, and then you'll do all the keyword stuffing at the end. And that's also how Tech and Sports does it. Like he talks to us about that. And I don't know anybody that sells more per day of used clothing than Tech and Sports. And he's been doing it the same way that eBay recommends. So, and a lot of people don't fill out their title in that way.
Sweet. All right. Now we want to talk a little bit about our solds and maybe not the biggest sell of the week, but your favorite sell of the week, I guess you'll say, and be on the lookout for. I hate saying BOLO because everybody uses BOLO, but
I think BOLOs it's not necessarily what sold, it's what future of is possibility. So
Yeah,
we need to make sure that we're not telling you, hey, go buy this, because that's not what we're doing. Because
right.
I mean, that item could have been sitting there for 2 months. We don't know. So
thanks for stopping in, Jessica. Thank you.
Oh, we also forgot Harry Humstone showed up.
Oh yeah,
Harry.
Sorry, man. I did highlight him, but he showed up back a few minutes ago. So
yeah, I can't find who put that video out. I must not have saved it. But anyways, keep it basic for titles, popular keywords, whatever. And sometimes they do have free keyword tools where there's websites. If you just say, if you type in free eBay keyword, whatever it is, and they'll pop up, and you can just type in. I think a lot of them, if you don't have to pay, they give you like the first 3 keywords, and then they go off of that and they tell you what the title should be. But you also can work around and put all your own keywords in there too towards the end. But they usually, the first 4 keywords, they kind of like they show you how you should put it together.
And also kind of think about, change the perspective from the seller to the buyer, and trying to get into the mindset of the buyer. What is the buyer going to put? Like the word size. A lot of people put the word size in the title, and you don't need it. But like what is the buyer typing into that search bar? Because the algorithm is going to pull up the listings that are closest to what they're searching for. So if you can get as close to the most number of buyers searching, then you're going to do a good job.
Well, that's why I always, whenever I go to buy T-shirts myself or clothes, like you said, always think like the buyer, right? So how do you think like a buyer when you're looking to purchase something? Look at exactly the keywords you start typing in. And I know Andy told me, Andy Spaeth, a while ago about he does his own keyword research by easily. What he does is he starts typing out what the title is going to be, like Ralph Lauren, and then you'll start seeing those keywords pop up as you start typing through those. So he does most of his listings based upon that only, and he's really successful at it.
Yeah, because eBay when you look at those keywords that they're generating, that's in order of the highest search one. So that's a really good point. Look at those. You type in the first ones, and they'll give you other suggestions.
Yeah,
and those are good hints.
Why I'd love to get Andy on one of these shows with us. Maybe our first guest, maybe next week, if he's available Thursday around this time, we could have him on here and we can discuss it. Because I mean, once he starts talking about the auctions, man, you guys will want to try it because he's really good at the auctions.
Sweet. Always willing to learn about auctions.
Yeah, I think he's like 60 or 70-30, 70% auction, 30% buy it nows.
I see some stores like that they start out at, auctions or whatever there is, and they're all like clothing sellers or all
yeah.
Well, if you had limited space, then that would make sense too. Like a lot of it depends on your storage space. You can't have a 10,000 item store if you're working in a 10 by 10 room. So there's a lot of factors.
Yep.
Andy, read that out.
I use the eBay search suggestions that come down from the drop, like Brian was talking about, menu. People are clicking in that drop down menu, on that drop down menu. You want your tiles to be relevant and to those suggestions. So there you go.
Spot on.
All right.
Good deal.
So who wants to go first on their sales? We'll save Kevin for last because he has a big one.
Yeah.
So. I'll go ahead and go then. I'll go ahead. And
all right.
So this actually, believe it or not, had a couple of these and got to keep one for myself. But this is a X-Force Deadpool limited edition. Have about $10 into it, and it was a local Facebook deal for $60. So, and that was one of those is gone. So this is one I get to keep, but I just wanted to be able to show y'all what exactly sold. So, it's gone, and $20 in for both, made $40, and I get to keep one for myself. So, as a collector, can't be a better way to do it.
And while we got you on here, Alton, talk a little bit about your app that you're on and what you're selling. Oh yeah,
so what we normally do, reason why you don't see me really talk a lot about eBay sales or I do a lot with Amazon and things like that, of course, and we're building the eBay, but I like doing a lot of Funko Pops. So we'll be doing our next auction hopefully this Saturday. as long as I have another order coming in. If it gets here in time, we'll do it. If not, it'll be next Saturday on the Whatnot app. It's pretty simple. It's pretty much an auction site. You get to bid on Funko Pops and other collectibles. It's pretty sweet. So if you're not, just be looking out, and we'll make sure we put a post up for it. So kind of neat. You get to hang out with me for a couple hours. So.
Yeah,
And
there's a lot of people on that Whatnot app. I saw.
It really is.
Was watching Franchise Kicks. He was on there. He says that he's doing auctions on there too and stuff like that. So
I mean, it's a good way to build a community there. It's a solid platform. So
I could sell a Tom Brady Funko on there and get big money for that, before I send it to somebody.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing. That app. So what you need to know if you're going to go buy from that app is that these sellers are vetted. They pretty much have to earn their spot to get in, or they have to be selected. It's not like eBay where you sign up and say, hey, I want to sell. And as long as you have the criteria, no, you go through an interview process and you actually go through the vetting and they see if you're a fit for the platform. So it's pretty neat that you have to pass that. It's kind of like a little rite of passage. So it's pretty neat.
Very good.
Yeah.
You want to go ahead, Brian?
Sure. Yeah, let me share my screen because I don't have the item with me. So let's see, share screen. All right, I think I got it this time. All right. So actually, my best sell of the week sold today. So it's going to ship out in the morning. Now, the interesting thing about this is my second time I've sold it. And this is a bins find. I was at the bins, and a lot of people pass up jackets and things. So anything that's kind of unusual looking, like saw this weird looking jacket. Same thing with shoes. Anything that's kind of out of the normal, I'm going to check it out. So I saw this jacket, and I knew it was a motorcycle jacket, and picked it up, checked it out, no major flaws. And the brand is Revit, and it has like the built-in shoulder pads, elbow pads, kind of like a Kevlar jacket. And so I think I paid like $5 for this. It probably maxed out on the weight at the Goodwill bins. I think if it's 5 or 7 pounds, they'll charge a max of $5. And what's kind of interesting, we were talking about titles. So start with the brand, Revit, and then what is it, right? Brand and what is it? It's an Air motorcycle jacket. Then men's or women's, size, large, and then I put the other keywords at the end. And that's kind of how I do all my listings. And this sold I took an offer of 100 plus 20 shipping. So sold for $120 and a $5. So for a $5 pickup. So that's my sell of the week. And my piece of advice, once again, would be when you're out sourcing, and this probably applies to any niche, right? When you see something unusual, and the longer you do this, like you'll get a feel of what's kind of bread and butter and what's unusual. Like on the shoes, that you may find like weightlifting shoes, bicycling shoes, things of that nature. And in this case, that was it's not the type of jacket you're going to wear, like a leather bomber jacket. But I trusted my instincts. Put it in the cart, filled up my cart, went to the side, looked it up. And I had a good feeling it had good comps, and it did. And so that's my flip of the week.
So did you know when you picked it up?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, if I had to buy it without looking it up, I would have bought it. It's one of those, you just kind of know after a while. But it's always good to see. Now the market on that, because new, those are like $300 or $400, and like the used market was like, I don't remember, like maybe 70 to 150. But I only had that for, like, I sold it once and it didn't fit the guy, so he returned it. I relisted it and it sold within a week. So I maybe had that item for 2 weeks and I sold it twice. And my model is like, I'm not holding out for top dollar. Right. I've moved to the fast nickel. I want to get now I wouldn't have taken an offer for 50, but for me, it was kind of at the bottom of what I would have taken and been happy with.
That's like me. I listed a brand new spider jacket, the spider jackets.
Mm-hmm.
and I knew with tags, and somebody offered me $10 for it. So I'm not going that fast, but
no,
it was a reasonable offer. I'd take it, because I want to move all the stuff. So okay, I'll show mine. I was showing the guys this the other day. Oops. There I go again, trying to do this. This the other day.
Where'd Alton go?
Oh, I'm right here.
Where'd Scott go?
He's going now. So, yeah, he listed that the other day, and then he zipped out.
He listed that. I was sitting there going, wait, I'm still here. So, like.
He's out.
Wrong button, Scott.
Yeah, wrong button. He'll be back in here in just a second.
I guess we'll just fill the time in, right? Swamp Picker says he kept a spider jacket that I found. What kind of spider jacket was it? Was it like a windbreaker, ski jacket? I love spider. I found a while ago, and I had it for about a year, but I had a spider from like the 90s or early 90s. It was a sick, colorful. It was like a snowmobile. That's what it was, a snowmobile jacket, because it went all the way past your knees. I paid like $5 for that thing. I ended up selling it for like $220, but it took like a year to sell it. But hey, that thing was cool to have around the house.
Well, welcome back, sir.
I know, right? Left my own stream.
Yeah.
That's pretty bad.
It is really bad, man. I should be fired.
You already are.
Been there, done it.
We're speaking of you in past tense now.
I'm not going to say anything in case I host the next one, because I don't want that to jinx me on my next one. So
for me, whenever I pop out, I by accidentally hit. Sometimes something will hit my camera where you plug it in, the thing, and it just all of a sudden just takes me out of everything. So
that's what happened to me. I hit the wrong button and it clicked me out of everything. So was that you saying your cell, Kevin? Is that what you were doing?
No. I was talking about a spider jacket I had a long time ago.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, Spider's a really good brand, especially for kids' ski jackets and snow wear. That's
why I wanted to list it, but it's having having that up. So, all right. Can you guys see my eBay screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So
DDRE sales, not.
Yeah, I just picked a name. I wanted to start it, so
I'm gonna follow you now.
I need to definitely what do you call it? Change my name somewhere. Now I definitely need to change it. So
yeah, well now I'm going to follow.
Now that yeah, but
let me just write this down. Yeah,
what's that?
I'm just kidding.
It's easy. Triple D sales resale.
I was joking. But,
yeah, I know.
Is it Triple D resales or? Because I'm trying to.
Yeah, Triple D. Yeah. So, anyways, I had this. I had a bad picture. I just wanted to throw this up. So, animal Disney Muppet. So I tried to stuff this with a lot of.
Wait, Scott. So you want to tell the story? Like, where did you find that item at?
This was at the bins yesterday, and then I listed it about 5 o'clock last night, and it sold within an hour. So I wish I had more. I sold for $49.49 and then $9 shipping, and it fit in a flat rate, padded flat rate. But I wanted to put in here because he's in a commercial with Progressive or one of those insurance commercials, and he's down there beating the drums. And I wanted to put that in there, but I ran out of space on the keywords, and I tried to put onesie on here, but it wouldn't let me put onesie because it's Vero. So don't be doing that. So
no onesie, no Velcro,
all those Vero words. So see, I'm definitely a rookie at doing this, but I need to get a carpet. That's the next thing, is a carpet this weekend, and then make my pit. I need a camera too, because I've been trying to do my phones on my iPhone.
Hey, I just found. You may want to put this in your title for the Spiders jacket, the newer tag. Men's. You don't have men's in there.
I don't have men's in there?
No. And then get rid of MSPR. It's supposed to be MSRP, but get rid of MSPR 159 just do the new it tag at the end, but add men's before large.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah, that's like the most important keyword you need because
yeah, and then
women.
yeah, exactly. But that's a nice jacket there. And then I found it.
Yeah, I like that. That's a
there's
really
a
beautiful
jacket that I found in there, but I also have that Sharks sweatshirt that I found. That's in there too. That's
it's in there.
Yep, that I listed real quick. So my pictures aren't the best, but I have almost 200 sales, and I started July 17th on this new store, and so I just got top rated yesterday. So
well, Scott, one thing I will tell you with your pictures, once you get everything else set up, the last thing I would tell you to do is update your camera.
Exactly.
You know, lighting and everything else will make a terrible camera look good. So,
I have a lighting for my video games and all that stuff. I have all that stuff, but I don't have one for clothes yet. So that's the next step. So.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what? Go ahead, Kevin.
You go through a lot of your listings. I'm seeing a lot doesn't tell me the sex.
Yeah, and that's true. So
let me see. Let's see if you do measurement. I like that shark.
I don't do measurements. I haven't done measurements yet.
That shark.
Get out of my store, Kevin.
Yeah, exactly.
Buy something, you're killing his metrics.
Yeah, metrics, but yeah, that shark spell.
That's sick, dude. That's a really sick shirt.
Get out of my store.
But yeah, you definitely have to, because like this again, like this happens with like what's his face, Dr. Denim over there, Brian. Brian said, think about it like a buyer. Whenever I message buyers for vintage T-shirts that I'm going to flip, like vintage rock band T-shirts I'm going to flip, right? 90% of the time, they don't put measurements. But it doesn't matter because I'm going to flip it, right? But if I do go to buy one and I see them, and it happens to be all the time, I've seen it, I'll ask for the measurements. All the time, they'll come back saying, I don't know them. Well, I'm not going to buy it, right? Why would I buy you're not going to give me, and now I'm pissed because now you're going to tell me that you don't know the measurements. So, like, you're not doing your job. And I'm not saying you're not. I'm just saying I get frustrated. I get pissed.
Yep. And
you're not helpful with returns too, future returns.
Oh yeah, man. People.
Oh, can I say something? I want to add something. I know, and then we'll get to I guess Kevin's big bolo. So with eBay, right? If you do clothing, a problem you can run into with your service metrics is if you get a lot of INADs, items not as described returns, and we all know that a lot of customers, like I offer free returns, so there's no reason for them to put a false INAD, but I think most sellers don't have free returns, so a lot of these customers are lying about the reason for the return. And a couple of months ago, a couple of cycles ago, like my item not as described metric was very high, and I got charged a 5% penalty through eBay for a cycle, and it really annoyed me. So I did a couple of things that helped me get out of that. Number one, I include a thank you note in a card and ask them to contact me if they have any issues before contacting eBay. But here's the little thing that I did, I think, that made the biggest difference. When I don't argue with those people anymore, I'm like, whatever, just send the return in. When I get the return, if it was a true item not as described or something I missed, I fully refund them and end of story, my bad. And that happens occasionally. I'd say about 25% of the returns are that way. But 75%, and I don't want to call a gender out, but the one niche that I sell in that I get the most are women's jeans.
Oh, 100%. Women's are
COVID-19, a little 15 here. But so what I start doing when I get those returns, there's a button where you can report the buyer. I report the buyer, and then you select the reason. And I usually put disagree with the reason provided, and then you can put a comment. And what I will do now is I'll put the buyer misclassified this return. This is not a true INAD. It should have been a doesn't fit. And because usually they'll say it's not true to the size or whatever. And I'll tell them I have pictures of the size tag. I have measurements also included. And then I will refund them the full amount, but I do not refund them the shipping. And I've been doing that. And what I noticed, because what's today, the 21st, like the 20th, is when eBay does their service metrics. And so this morning I checked, and my service metrics are as low as they've ever been. It's like 0.54%. Like I'm right in the average mark. And the reason why it's so low finally is because when you report those buyers, often or sometimes at least, eBay will evaluate it. And if they agree with you, then they're going to take that INAD off your record. And that's very important because we're talking about a 5% penalty fee. So if you're having issues with INADs, that's something to keep in mind.
To follow up with that, what I also do is I only refund them 50%. So like what I do is I had a guy last week. I don't think I brought this up at all. He says, oh, they were a 20-inch inseam. And I know damn well Ashley's not going to mess up pictures of the inseam because we take the picture with the measurement on it. And then we also put them in the description. So I got it in. And it said, sure enough, it said 29. He was looking for a 29. And so I went back and I wrote to him. I said, dude, I'm only doing 50%. And here's the proof. I said, it's not fair that you're going to return this. And as an I am not as described. So what I did is I reported it, just like eBay told me. I was on the phone with them. They took the INAD off, and I sent the picture. So they had proof. And then a guy today, same thing. He says, this was definitely not it was like an inch off or something like that, or half an inch not off. And I said, listen, I just want to let you know, it's this time of the year. We get a lot of returns, and we're very busy. So just let you know, if you wanted to return it just to return the item, that's fine. I'll give you the full refund. But if I get this return back and it's actually correct, I'm going to take a picture and I'm only going to give you 50% of your refund. And then you know what he did? He wrote me right back and says, oh man, I just closed it out. I'm going to do it as I am not as doesn't fit. This is what happens because like you said, a lot of people don't understand about eBay and don't understand. Hey, listen, if you talk to us, say it doesn't fit. Yeah, I'll give you a full refund. That's no problem. It doesn't fit. Even if it does fit and there's nothing wrong with it, I'll take the refund. Or I'll refund you. But if you're gonna lie and you're gonna say it's an inch off, and I know it's not an inch off because I have it in the photos, and then when I get it, I'm gonna remeasure it and take that photo, I'm gonna report you and I'm only giving you 50% back. Simple as that. I don't have time to mess around anymore. We're busy. We have 2,300 items in our store, and I just don't have time for it. So it worked. Like today it worked. Like the guy's like, so for now I'm just gonna message people. Listen, just let you know, you may have done the wrong return. We do allow all returns, even if it doesn't fit you, or if it does fit you, if you just didn't like it. Don't miscategorize it. If you do because I get it back and it's fine, you're only getting a 50% refund. And eBay is going to give you your 50% anyways, but you're also going to give me my 50% too. So.
And you don't get the INAD, which to me is the most important thing.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. So should we go over what I sold?
Yep. Yes. Let's do it.
All right. I'll share my screen. Let me know when you got it up.
You're up.
All right. So I had that storage unit that I bought a few weeks ago with a bunch of things in it. I bought this and the match and shampooer, new in box, never used. And I paid $40 for both. And this sold within 2 weeks for, it's not $1,000. I took best offer of $800 plus the shipping. So on a $40 investment, basically $20 I spent on this, $20 on the shampooer. I have the shampooer up right now for $230, but I sold this within the week for $800 and paid $20 for it. So that's my bolo of the week. It was a brand new inbox Kirby vacuum.
And where'd you pick it up?
From the storage unit that I bought with all the video game systems and stuff I need tested.
Didn't you pick up something from a garage sale too? What was that?
Garage sale. Probably an estate sale, but I don't remember right now. Because
maybe it was probably a estate sale. Okay.
I picked up like three or 400 items in the last 2 weeks, and I probably don't remember that. I don't know. I'm sure we picked up some really good stuff. But we really crushed it this week when they had the 50% off out in Tampa at the Community Thrift. Dude, when they added it up before the 50% off, it was like $850. And then they took that 50% off, it was $425. Plus I had another $10 coupon because every $100 you spend at that thrift store, they give you a $10 coupon. So I got more $10 coupons, and then I a $10 coupon off that. So I really made out really well. And that morning, I was sitting there waiting for the store to open up. Of course, I'm there wanting to be the first person in line. Some girl who's jonesing off of some drugs is like swaying back and forth coming up. And then she's just talking crap to people, trying to get into somebody's car. The girl almost beat the girl up. And then she comes back towards the thrift store and she touches a woman's worker's hair, dude. And then the woman worker just starts punching the girl. And then the girl that was Jones's backs up. She's like, what did I do? And then she starts trying to get into the thrift store again. I'm like, oh my God, this is a mess. Just call the cops. Have her sleep this thing off, man. This is insane. I've never seen anything like this before. It was insane. But yeah, that was my score.
Sweet.
I like how the story got all about the fight. That was my score.
That was my score. Yeah, that was
my
it.
score. That was it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I didn't want to drag it out. I just want to, hey, listen, I bought this for 20, sold it for 800. Still waiting for the shampoo to sell. If it sells for 200, I mean, I made $1,000 on a $40 profit. And I bought a bat, that same storage unit. Bought a Easton bat for $10 and sold it within, that was it, 20 minutes, babe, for 120.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, I mean, I made a killing. Plus, I got a bunch of golf clubs there that I've already sold. And then I got 2 new in-box shoes. One was an Under Armour shoes, and then the other was Adidas. Nothing special, just basic, running shoes. And I sold those within a week for $40 each. And I got those 2 for free. He threw those in. So we really made out with that the storage unit that we only paid $170 for everything.
Nice. All right. Now, does anybody have anything to add before we end this?
Yeah, real quick. I just want to address Clay. So Clay says he refunds everything for, I guess, any reason. Like, my question is why? Like, if I do free returns,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, like what Kevin said, if it doesn't fit, you don't like it, fine. I free returns means I pay for the shipping label back, but I'm not going to refund you the original shipping when I have measurements and all of that. But you get your money back, and I paid for the shipping.
Well, wait, you don't do. You do shipping. They pay, right? When you send it out, they pay shipping, right?
Yeah, I do paid shipping. I don't return
You should never refund full shipping.
Well, unless
you're paying for that label.
Unless you messed up. Now, if I said something and it was messed up and I missed it, or if I screwed up, then I will pay for the original shipping too. But that's pretty rare. But there's no way I would pay for the return shipping. That's what we're kind of talking about, those false INADs. Like when they're making up reasons that aren't true, I report them, and I don't pay for that. Like, I don't know why you would. Like, I don't understand that mentality just because, like, no. I'm in business. I can't
well,
just.
You got to remember when they do a shipping and you do the free returns, you're already paying for that label coming back. There's no reason to send them the original shipping because they paid you for the original shipping. Now they're getting paid back for it because you're paying for their label. So then you're going deeper in debt by paying for their original shipping because then now instead of going to zero, you're going, if it's jeans, $8.99 or $7.99, whatever you pay, in the hole.
Well, let me respond to Clay. And Clay's like a really good friend of mine. Like you can't have that mentality. If I lose a few bucks, I'm not sweating. What kind of business? Like you go out of business. Oh, if I lose a few bucks on every order, I'm not sweating. No, that's a horrible mindset. Like in business, you want to become efficient. Your whole job is like I'm working. I'm not in there running a charity. I'm working my butt off. I get up early. I work all day. I'm not just giving money away. You got to sweat that stuff. Like I don't understand that, Clay. But okay.
Anyways, we'll
give
it there.
Talk about.
Adds up.
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna end it here.
Sounds good.
Keep it about an hour, so that was good. And then there's football on tonight, and baseball on tonight, and basketball. I guess. So there you go. Thanks everybody for showing up.
Do we know where we're gonna be next week, so people will know?
We'll do my channel.
Yeah,
and then also so next week, you guys, we need to find you guys a real mic, and we got to get you guys a headset because no matter what, if you get a mic, you have to have the headset. You have to plug it in so you're able to get the audio. That way we can start ripping this audio and putting it in the podcast.
Sweet. Okay, guys.
And also be looking out for an announcement on Kevin's Thrifting Lounge on Facebook for that Discord. We're going to start that up in the next day or so.
The Discord, yes, definitely.
Perfect.
Alrighty.
Thanks,
we'll see y'all Thursday.